Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Nishmas welcome, welcome to Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Shalom Aleichem. From Vanen? Sheleimah. Very nice. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Zilberman? Silberman. Shalom Aleichem. From? You together? Okay, very nice. Oh, Reuven, who's the guy next to you? You're a new guy, right? Only pious today. Oh, what's going on here? What's your name? From? London. Any other guests here that we have to say hello? Oh. From? Wow. Gewaldig. Yeah, no, it's gewaldig. Rabbi Isai, this is probably the biggest tear jerker that we ever had in MDY. This little piece, we put it in many. I myself have a collection, I don't know, of 10 different voice notes of adults crying. Yesterday, a guy came to me after Shir. He said that his brother called him up, and he picks up the phone, and there's nothing on the phone. His brother's a Rebbe, 40-year-old Rebbe in a cheder. After a half a minute, he hears his brother's voice, and his brother tells him, I haven't cried like this since I was 24. He went into a room for 2 hours, missed Mincha and Ma'ariv, and cried for 2 hours straight after watching this clip. You know the clip, but now it has...
We're going to start the shir now. We're going to be crying?
No, then we're going to go into the Litzanis afterwards. Listen, not everybody has this trauma.
Here's the donut, Rebbe?
Yeah, this is the story.
No,
it's not the Rebbe. That story, no. It just opens up, it's great at opening up the wound freshly. This is what we do. We open it up, then we seal it back up, better again. Here we go. Rabbi said, here you go.
All back in the zone.
Aryeh, I'm not going to warn you again.
עכשיו ידעו אישי, אני שונא גמרא. שונא מהקישקס. כשהתחילו גמרא, בכיתה I, היה שבוע ראשון, והיה מבחן. ומי שידע קיבל דונט אמריקאי, לא העיגול הזה.
סופגניה.
לא סופגניה רגילה של הישראלים. הדונט עם החור, שעד היום זה עדיין יוקרתי פה סוג של, אבל בזמני, לפני 30 שנה, לא היה מושג, לא ראו את זה. היה אחד ברוקלין בייק שם, במאפה ברוקלין בגאולה, שהיה לו את זה. והוא הביא לכל אחד כזה. אני והמסכן של הכיתה, היה אחד מסכן בכיתה, שתינו לא עברנו את המבחן, אני והוא לא קיבלנו. עדיין לא הפריע לי, עדיין הייתי בסדר. ואז הם קיבלו כולם את הדונטס והתחילו לאכול את זה. איך שאני מספר לך את זה, אני רואה את זה בעיניים. והגרוע הוא שאיזה ילד אחד אמר, ביסמי כאן, ביסמי, וכל הכיתה. אתה מקנה. וואי. מה שילד אחד רשע קטן עשה לי, אני שונא את הגמרא עד היום. שונא. עד היום אני לומד איתך את הדף כבר שנה וארבע, אני אף פעם לא פותח את ה... הבן שלי אומר לי, למה אתה לא פותח את הגמרא? לא מסוגל להסתכל בתוך הגמרא. אבל אני מקשיב בשיעור שלך.
גם זה יעבור. אנחנו מטפלים בטראומה, זה מה שאנחנו עושים.
אתה הסיכוי היחיד שלי בכלל להבין קצת גמרא, לראות קצת גמרא. אני לא אוהב גמרא, אני אוהב אותך. אני אוהב את הצ'ארטס, אני אוהב את יושי, אני אוהב את האימיילס, בגלל זה האימיילס כל כך חשובים לי. כי אני אוהב את הפרסונליטי מאחורי זה, אני לא אוהב את הגמרא.
רגע, כשאתה שומע את המילים, זה אתה לא אוהב?
המילים אני מסוגל לשמוע. הצורת הדף, היא מחזירה אותי.
זה נותן לך...
לרשעות, זה לא רק המקנה, זה כל התקופה אחרי זה, לא רציתי לפתוח, והכריח אותי לפתוח, ונו, ואתה ליידיגר, ואתה לא יודע, אבל אני לא רוצה ללמוד את זה, זה לא מעניין אותי.
גם זה יעבור. בעזר השם, תפתח את הגמורה, תהנה מזה.
בינתיים אני פותח אותך.
וואו. No, it's Gedalius. He opened up. So many people opened up because of it. And a guy told me that Moshe Koenig, that his friend sent it to a non-observant Jew, a guy that's off the derech for many years. And the guy went crazy when he saw it. He says, this is exactly what happened to me in Cheder. And he started watching the shir. A non-from guy because of this clip. No idea how many people are coming back because of this. So like they realize they're not the only ones. A lot of people went through trauma. This Rebbe, he's a Rebbe in Cheder, but he had trauma in Cheder. Oh, and now for geschmack stuff. Doing the daf with the Chevers geschmack. Join us too for enjoying. Where's this? Oh, Givat Niftar. Doesn't say, does it? Oh, Givat Niftar. So they're watching live. I don't know if you could do. Gary, are you able to find them live on Zoom?
They're live now.
News to show us. Prove it. Oh. Emails are just as chashiv, guys.
He's getting coffee.
Oh. They're schlepping them in. Anyways, I learned Avodah Zarah at Chaim Shalom. It's like the big minyan factory in the 5 towns. If you sign up, look how beautiful the floor is. I'm just fascinated by this floor. Like a water jet cut tiles. This is not it. This is just this. At 1 o'clock and 9 o'clock, time of Shalom. Let's see if this works. So I got 4 or 5 emails in learning. Baruch Hashem. Rabbi Steinerman. The Chai Adam brings the custom to kiss the mezuzah. Says the Fichach Shietz Adam and Pesach Beis in Nashika mezuzah. I just don't know. I'm not a big fan of people kissing the Sefer Torah with their hand. Like I never understood it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never kissed my kid with my hand. Like if you love something, you give him a kiss. You go to the Sefer Torah, you give it a kiss. So either you kiss them as mezuzah, you don't kiss them. What's that? The Kedusha goes to your hand and goes to your mouth. I don't know how that works. But then somebody's going to send me that mavur and this, that's how you do it. Somebody said that he sent this from Moshe Feinstein to his friend, and his friend started doing the daf. Moshe Feinstein. Really, it's been a while since I emailed. A longer email is forthcoming. In the interim, see below Mishnah Brewer that I recalled as I watched yesterday's shir regarding not doing acts on holidays as the goyim. So it says over here, all the way at the end, that talking about bringing trees into the shul for Shavuos, I guess. Yeah, it's V'Agra, all the way in the bottom. V'Agra bitul minig zeh mishum sha'achshav u'choko amim lahamid ilonis b'chag shalem. Since the Goyim put up trees on their holidays, the Gra said you're not allowed to put up trees on Shavuos. Eli Lefkowitz. Noatai found some sources pertaining to Avodah Zarah, Daf 11 on the mezuzah. I love when you put sources in for the stories. The halachas as such. I get to see the sources for myself. I wanted to share some with you. There's a discrepancy between the Shulchan Aruch, but the Ramah says when a person leaves his house, he puts his hand on the mezuzah. So too when one enters a house, no mention kissing them. This is how the Avodah Zarah also mentions Daf Yud Aleph, touching, not kissing. Not sure how it relates. Going from one room to another. Need to investigate what we see in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. He says, chapter 11, Sif 24. While it also mentions leaving and entering a house, placing one's hands on it, but needs a cover for Shteitzach, it also adds in kissing. Fascinating stuff. Thanks for letting me share. No time. MDY, co-ambassador for Ohio. One more. You guys explain the calculations for the term. Oh, I like this one. For determining the current Jewish year in relation to the Greek. In your introduction, you mentioned that you have difficult time remembering the current Jewish year, which is 5785. Let me share with you how I do it. There's a 60-year difference. If the year is 2025, then you add 60, and you get 85. 25 plus 60 is 85. However, between Rosh Hashanah and the end of December, you need to add 61. And a way to remember is the letter Samach 60 stands for Stefansky. The letter Samachal stands for Eli Stefansky. So until Rosh Hashanah, one could be casual and call you Stefansky. 60. After Even Sadin, one wants to be more respectful and call you Eli Stefansky. 61. Hopefully you'll now never forget the number card. That's what I'm saying. In order for me to remember, this is Even Sadin, it's more respectful. 61. Just remember, Tavshin Pei Hey in Shalom Yisrael. Call two of David Kramer since Brocha's Daf Beis. Boy said the Dalasium. The one and only Mordechai, check this out. He got a hat. This is his new hat. This is his new hat. Rabbi said, you got it. Oh, this is the other one. This is the old. Good morning, one last on the other. This is Michael Ben Chitzrit's Chasana. You have Fischel on the right, Israel Goldstein. You have Joel Mizrahi in the middle, Marcus Dark Svardi on the bottom, and Aaron Hirsh from Lakewood. Shkoyach. Staten Island invites you to see him. Sefta Shavuos. Tomorrow night at the home of Yossi Moskowitz, Givaldik. Be there. Sechta sponsors David Salamon. Dedicated memory of Rabbi Shmuel, Boruch, Ben Rabbi Chaim, Tzvi, Doiv, Brocha V'Hatzlocha. Niftar, Zayin, Iyar. Sechta sponsor Anonymous. הצלחה, ברוחניות, ובגשמיות, ולזכות אחינו בני ישראל. The cheetah kill. Anonymous. My learning to be a shield of protection and source of unity and blessing for Am Yisrael. Joel Gedalius. Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalius. Co-sponsors monthly. Moshe Aaron and Miriam Landy. Thank Hashem for all the Brocha and Simcha. Monthly sponsors TCS Israel, powered by TALKNSAVE. Yoni Klestzick, Refuah Sheleimah, Miriam Esther, Peril, Fradl, Pesel. Daily sponsors: Lewitan Family, nishmas, Yosh, Raget, Tzvi, Ben Chaim, Doiv, Lewitan, Hirsh Lewitan on his 6th yard site. Sponsored by Dr. Lewitan, who's sitting right over here, comes every day. S Mandel, in honor of our son Pinny, being accepted into Rabbi Kaneriks Yeshiva. Mazel Tov. הצלחה. Anonymous, he says Shlomo ben Rivka Yutel Zivug Hogun. Yechezkel Eisengart. Brocha V'Hatzlocha to everybody learning Daf Yomi. Anonymous in schus of Al Yeshua ben Chai Shendel Yitzchak Bernhack. In honor of the wedding of my dear daughter Malki, I got your invitation to Yitzchak. Shkoyach. Today, Dalat Tammuz. I'm not going to be able to make it, I think. Mark Ashkenazi nishmas, my great grandfather David ben Yosef Yitzchak Aryeh Halevi Lehman was an asking.
He was up there for a second.
Who? Mark?
No, him.
Oh, Rabbi Bernak, Shalom Aleichem. Wow, Mazel Tov. On the day of the wedding. What a chizuk. He's always on Zoom. He's a gewaldig of ponim also. He has this hadras ponim and he adds a lot. Shkoyach, Yishkoyach. Was an askin. And the Rosh HaKoilol, oy vey, he told me how to pronounce this. Viert, Germany, something like that.
Not fourth? Viert?
That's how you spell it, that Viert, Germany.
Fourth.
Your wife's grandfather's from Viert. It's like
First, he says.
Viert. Yeah, but it's pronounced differently than what it says. Kids, I think Akash Baruch knows where he's from. MDY Kids Monthly Innovations Chus for Official Chonan Akiva Rivki Mrs. Stefansky Kamo Yisrael for learning 4 steps of rebellion. Art of the month. Refuah Sheleimah Yonatan Eitam Ben Bishav Brocha. For Schus for rebellion, the whole of their staff to continue to make Torah and joy of so many. In honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. We're holding by the Mishnah. We're going to try to get to the next Mishnah. It's going to be easy. Classic Avodah Zarah daf. I got it sprinkled with a tiny little sugya. Hirsh Lewitan Avodah Zarah. A city that has Avodah Zarah, Daf Yomi Amud Beis on the bottom. A city that has Avodah Zarah, chutz la mutar. If in the city there's Avodah Zarah, the people that live around the city, on the outskirts of the city, they're not part of that Avodah Zarah. They do something else. So you're allowed to do business with them. You can't do business with the people inside. The same in reverse. If the people on the outside of the city do Avodah Zarah, you're allowed to do business in the inside. There's no connection. There's a separation. There's the city, and then there's the outskirts of the city. Ask the Mishnah a question. Are you allowed to go there? They're doing Avodah Zarah today. If the road leads into the city and doesn't lead out of it, it goes straight in, there's a dead end into the city, then it looks like you're doing Avodah Zarah. It's Zayin. It's Zayin. It looks like. Looks. Zayin is a problem. But here's a city. The road goes in, doesn't come out. So even if you're not going to do Avodah Zarah, you're just going to shmooze with somebody over there, this is problematic. But if there's a little road that comes out, so then people understand. The reason why you went in is just you're traveling through. Okay. Says the Gemara, how far away is this little town that's outside on the outskirts of the city? Here's the city. How far away is it? It's a mile away, a block away, 1 foot away. If you're going at Loiza Shalaza, it's the meat market of Gaza. Yesterday, Benny comes over and he says, "You're not going to believe this. After shir," he says he's opening up a meat place on the outskirts of Gaza. What is it called over there?
Benny's.
Benny's in Tkuma, Ishkoya. Very good, very good. You're getting better and better, Yosef. I think MDY was bogging you down. It's just like, just the jokes are going. It's flourishing.
They're always good.
I always say, we have a big schus we have with us. They used to call him, I don't know if he himself made up the name, the Olam calls him the Jewish Jordan. Moshe Chaim, the Hasidic Jordan. Well, what did they call you before you became Hasidish? Moprak. This guy used to go to a modern Orthodox school. He became Hasidish. Now, I had him for a meal Friday night. I've never seen anything like it. And I learned from it at Yesod. If you put your mind to it, if you heard him make Kiddush, you would not know. He's not like, these guys, Yoi Mashishi, Vaychala Yashmayim Vuretz, V'chul Tzivuyim. No. Yoi Mashishi, Vaychila Yashmayim Vuretz, V'chul Tzivuyim. The whole thing. Mom is perfect. Now it's hard to imitate Hasidim. He has it down and he speaks a perfect Yiddish. There's a Modak's kid that became Hasidish and he teaches now in Aish. He could dunk over people with two hands. I saw the videos. This is a big, he inspires the young crowds. Yishkoyach for being a big part of this year. Married with a kid, the whole Zach. Stramel. Was suchen noch? Nein, noch nicht. Das ist nicht solche gewesen. Suchen ist ein paar Werte in Jiddisch, nie? Das ist Warte. Ich hab gesucht, ein paar Werte, nicht ein Wort. Oh, lass mich kein Warte. Hast du gehört? Nicht schlecht, mein Montags, ja? Zoek die moeder. Eichi Dumi. Chaldoten, ja. Vigedamri, boy meneer Bishim ben Lakish Miriam Chanina. So this is fascinating what's going on here. This is it's gonna get you. Where Vigedamri, so Nachama, let's go back a step. I saw the Hasidic Jordan. This Jordan is Hasidic Jordan. I got all mebulbul. Kikoyat loiz shelazo. So says Rashi, Korev Ma'oid. In other words, if we're looking at this picture, I don't have it's touching the wall basically. It's right there. It's not. You don't have to travel more than a minute to get there. It's there. So I would think that if it's there, it's okay. So they don't do Avodah Zarah. They're a different religion, whatever. But you never know. Somebody it might happen. You might. No, don't worry about it. Vikidamrin, some say. Boy minei Reb Shimon ben Lakish Miriam Chanina. Atloiz shalazimau. I skipped something?
You're good. No,
okay.
Just repeating yourself, that's all.
So he says, how about Atloiz shalaza Benny's on the border of Gaza? Mamish, a foot away. How's that? Omar Lei, and on that he answered him, this is like a riddle. Lo yalachta letzor miyomecha. You never went to the city called Tzor. Over there, the Jews and the non-Jews, like Borough Park. I always thought when I was a kid, you go to Borough Park, it's Hasidish. I think there's more Goyim in Borough Park than Jews. I don't know, Bemis, no?
Not anymore.
There's so many. There's anti-Semitic incidents there. They're not scared. It's just a lot.
When I was little, there was more.
I don't know, I'm not so sure. What? Lud, it's both. Okay. Lo yalachta letzor miyomecha v'risi Yisrael v'oivit kechavim. Sheshoftu shtei gderes al gabe kira achas. I don't understand. You never went to a place where the Jews live in harmony with the Goyim. The kira, this is a kira. This is a tanur. This has for 2 pots. They found this now in Matzada. Now, looks something like this. My brother-in-law has a yeshiva in Chotzer Strauss, so there's a tanur. In other words, there's a lot of houses, and they share one center chotzer, like a little courtyard. And in the courtyard, there's one stove for everybody. Not everybody had in their house. You don't have an oven in every house. No, one. And the women, they take turns. So over here you have a stove somewhere. And they take turns. This guy puts on his pot, this guy puts on his pot. Now what's the problem? That the two pots are next to each other. What could possibly be the problem when two pots are next to each other? So the Gemara says, whatever the problem is, we don't consider it's not a problem. You're allowed to do it. And if you're allowed to do it, somehow that has something to do with our sugya, which is the sugya of Avodah Zarah. So let's go through it quickly. We'll do Bal Peh. It's very, very simple. A three-way machlokes. Abaye says that the concern is the Doiraisa. Rava says the concern is the Rabbanon. And Rabbi Barula says it's not even the Rabbanon, it's an Isser Kal. Let's see. So Abaye says, what's the Isser? The Isser is you might turn your back. When you turn your back, this guy's going to pull out a pulki from a nice piece of rib and put it into your pot. What is that? That's the Doiraisa. You might eat nevela. What does that have to do with our sugya? The concern is a Doiraisa concern that somebody, because he's so close to the city or on the outskirts of the city, somebody might take Avodah Zarah money. This money that was worshipped to the Avodah Zarah. You took this money, you did whatever you had to do to make it Avodah Zarah money, and now he's going and he's purchasing something from you. That's the Issa Doiraisa to use that money. Rava says, no, we're not concerned about the Doiraisa. No guy is taking treif, putting it into your pot. You could sue him. Nah, that's not the problem. The problem is something different. The problem is you turn your back, and he's going to do it the Rabbanan Isser. What's he going to do? He's going to stir the pot. Stir the pot is the Rabbanan. And how does it relate to us? We're not concerned of actual money. We're concerned of the Gzeir the Rabbanan of our Masechta, which is, do not do business with a guy by the Yontif. Why? Because he's going to give praise to his idol. That's not Issa Doiraisa, that's Issa Rabbanan. He might praise his idol. No, so praise his idol. The Rabbanan. Barula says, no, I'm not concerned about that. That's not going to happen. Nobody's stirring this, that, without. The concern is a Isser Kal. A drip of something going to spray over. A little spray. That's not a big deal. Why? Because it's Batal Baroiv. And Memela, what is it going to get to our sugya? The 3 days before their Chag, before the holiday. That's mamish. You're concerned about like a Isser Kal. We're not concerned about that. So Nacham, so when the Gemara says,
Stirring the pot alone is not necessarily official. It's stirring. It's a drabban. Stirring.
Yeah, stirring, yeah. Stirring, yeah. It is. Ayin Sham. Stirring. So let's see. That might be what Rabbi Barula is telling. That's exactly what Rabbi Barula says to him. That's not, stirring is not enough. As long as the Jew puts it on the fire, it's not a problem. Okay, so let's see one by one. So we go back, let's go back to the bottom line of Amud Beis, on Yud Aleph Amud Beis. Did you ever go to Tzur in your life? You see a Jew and a guy. They have two pots next to each other. Weren't concerned. Now, and Memela by Avodah Zarah, it's like two pots together. You have the city and you have the people that live on the outskirts. They're very close to each other, and we're not concerned. What are we not concerned about? Says the Gemara. Just a 10-line sugya, not even. Omar Abaya, Mishum B'sar Nevela. We're not concerned of Nevela, which is the Doiraisa, of course. Lermina, we don't say Dilma Mahader Ape here. As we saw it already, so we're just going to go through it quickly. The Jew turns his back for a second. The story, whether it's true or not, it's a Geshmaka story. The rabbi was on the plane, and they say, "Oh yeah, it was so and so the rabbi," and he got his meal. Yeah. One thing is, like, if I were to make these kosher meals, I'm just throwing it out. It's impossible to open up that thing. You need to open up with the knife, but the knife is inside. So like how do I get to the knife inside to open up? So you open up the meal. So you're biting. No, it's not going to work. They're sitting there making noise. I hope all the guy next to you don't think you're meshugana. Finally, you get it open. It sprays on you. All that steam comes out. He gets up, goes to the bathroom, he comes back, and he looks at the sandwich and says, you know what, it's Basar and Salamon, I'm not eating it. And the guy next to him says, sir, why are you not eating it? He says, we have a rule. He says, when you went away, I opened up your sandwich and I put in a piece of pork. I wanted to see what happens. He says, oh, no, yes, no, yeah. Fine. The real story is, Reb Nachman, the real story is that the Jew, when the guy got up, he switched his sandwich with his, and he came back, and they switched back. Okay, no, what's the story?
He switched the sandwich, that's all.
Right.
He didn't put a piece of pork in his
Switch
sandwich.
your sandwich, Givaldi.
I wanted to see what kosher tasted like,
Right.
and you have to replace it.
Right, he switched the two sandwiches.
Oh, you wanted to taste what kosher is.
Right.
Where Arnie sits, the meal comes different.
Oh.
It's all the same garbage.
Yeah. V'shadi Yavi Chaim big hero.
Now he sits down and sitting next to him.
Okay. Yeah.
Must say.
The kavasa achanami. So what does that have to do with our sugya? The chashem chacham shum dmei avodah zarah. We're not concerned with the issa d'oraisa of using avodah zarah money. What's this d'oraisa? V'lo yidbak biyadcha me'uma min acherem. Nothing. You can't enjoy the money of avodah zarah. Somebody did avodah zarah with the money, or some say he sold something avodah zarah. But the point is avodah zarah money which has issa d'oraisa. Rav Amar, no. I don't agree with you. Why? Because the concern is not that he's going to put a piece in a vela in. Nobody's putting a piece in a vela. If he does, he'll be scared. What does he gain from it? What does a guy gain by taking his piece of nevela, putting it into the pot of the? If he steals a piece of steak from the yid, okay, he's adding to the yid's chalt. What's that? And then he's also concerned if he gets caught, he turn around, he gets caught, he's going to sue him. Says Rashi. I don't agree. That's the problem. Then Rashi says, but by Avodah Zarah, I do have to be concerned. Why? Because maybe he's buying something for a friend. Maybe he has a pack of money for a friend, unless it's his own wallet, his own money. Like similar, and I asked this, I couldn't believe this. I asked this in the Hebrew shir. I got a completely different answer than what I got in the koil. It could be people are nervous, they're on camera, I don't know. The question is, would you buy cigarettes for a 14, 15-year-old? Here, a lot of times the kids stand in front of the makolet. Can you please buy me cigarettes? Can you buy me beer? Whatever it is. Would you buy them beer? Beer, okay. Cigarettes, beer, what? For sure not. Most people say no. I couldn't believe it. I found people that say, yeah, listen, they're going to get it anyway. What's the difference? They just sit in another toilet. What?
Question about buying for an adult.
Oh, so a guy in the car says, I wouldn't even buy for an adult. Yeah. The one time, a guy I was very friendly with, he asked me if I could buy him cigarettes in duty free. So I bought him a bunch of cigarettes, a couple $100 worth of cigarettes, and I forgot it on the plane. So I was like, okay, that's a simon that, Weiter. Rav Amar. So Rashi says that, okay, maybe his friend told him to buy it for him. Rav Amar. We're not talking about the rice here. What are we talking about? We're talking about the Rabbanon. The what? Bishul Akum. This is the Rabbanon Bishul Akum. What's this? The Rabbanon Chasnus. Isur Chasnus. You can't like by me sitting over there at the wedding according to the Taz. The problem of Kirva. They might marry in. The guys are on the Bishul. Every caterer, which I was zeich to be for a few years, when you hear like Michael Benchetrit, you start shaking. This is not a chasana you like. Every single tray has to go in by a yid. There's no like, I turn on the fire and I go home. No. That's Ashkenazi style. Sephardi, they're so makbid on Bishul Akum that they have all these chumras. It's a disaster. Like you have to hire more people for the chasana.
Every tray, not $100.
No. It's the same price. You can't do that. He goes, so here also, I'm not concerned, says Rava. That's what they're trying to say here. Just like you're not concerned by what? By the two pots of Issa Rabbanon, they're so close. You're not concerned that he's going to grab the stick and stir it or whatever. So too, we're not concerned that he might do business and he's gonna say Yishkoyach, he's not even part of the city. He's outside of the city. And maybe he's one of those guys and he's gonna give Yishkoyach to the Getchko. We're not concerned. Rabbi Ula Amar, no, I don't get it. What's Rava saying? The Rabbanan. That's like what Noam is saying. The Jew put it already on the fire.
It says that the Refuah says afraid that he's going to take it off before it's cooked and then put it back on.
Okay, so that's like a mamish avaita chashash, is Rabbi Ula. Maybe the guy will lift it up, put it back on. No. Avodah Zarah is different. Why? Avodah Zarah, maybe they do worship the same Avodah Zarah. They live in such close proximity, maybe they're doing the same thing. But to be chayshish that the guy is going to stir your pot, what's the connection? So I'll tell you what the connection is, he says. I'm going even a step lower. I'm not concerned about the spritzing. It's going to, a little drop of water is going to go in. First of all, it doesn't happen. They have the lids on. But even if it does, it's not the end of the world. It'll be batal b'rayv. So says here, this is just doing business. Here, Hayoim. You see Hayoim, Chag, Hollywood. What does it say? I don't know what it says. Hollywood. And then Rabbi Ula says, I'm not concerned about the spritzing, which is an Isser Kal. Isser Kal. And how does that relate to Avodah Zarah? Because in 3 more days, it's going to be a Chag for them. Okay, so that's an Isser Kal. And that the Gemara says we're not concerned that the guy that lives outside, maybe he's part of them and he's doing the thing. It's 3 days, and it's only 3 days before. Next new sugya. Could you go into a place where they do Avodah Zarah? Torah Rabbana. Avodah Zarah also the konas l'toicha. If they're doing Avodah Zarah today is the day that they're doing Avodah Zarah. You're not allowed to go into that place. And even if to get to another place, you can't go in there. Chaim say, no. Only if there's only one way in, no way out. You can't. It's not a thoroughfare. Then you can't go in. But if it's not miyuchad for that, then it's mutter. Yashav. Nu Allah is Rabbi Zayin. Yashav like kites b'fnei Avodah Zarah. You get a thorn in the bottom of your foot. Something like this. You see, you have a Avodah Zarah, Elvis, which I found out yesterday that he might be Jewish. His parents are Jewish. So there's 3 things. Let's say kites here. We're holding by this. See, he has a shtickle thorn in his foot. So for him to bend over, and take the thorn out, it looks like you're bowing to the Avodah Zarah. There's over here in Telstone. There's a giant Elvis, and it's called what?
I think it was a Shabbos guy.
I don't know. This is the Baruch Hashem, so I don't know. I wasn't around then.
I don't think so. I remember thinking it was Shabbos guy.
My father-in-law knows. He's Jewish.
He is?
Yeah, he's Jewish.
Shabbos guy, right?
The maternal grandmother. What about his son, his mother? So kids are yeah. He's Jewish. He said. Dr. Epstein knows. What about the Beatles? Lo yishchev yitlena. Do not bend over and take it out. It looks like you're bowing to Avodah Zarah. And if it doesn't look, mutter. What does it mean? It doesn't look that people don't see you, or it doesn't look like to people that are watching. So that the Gemara is going to discuss. Let's say his money fell down in front of Avodah Zarah. You're not allowed to bend down and pick it up. It looks like he's bowing to Avodah Zarah. Nobody can tell, mutter. Here, look at this. There's a stream flowing in front of Avodah Zarah. You shouldn't bend down and drink. The Gemara is going to say, why do you need 3 cases? Mutter. You have these faces in Rome, in Venice, like something like this. Like a fountain. So don't put your mouth on their mouth, because that's the only way to get water. You can't go from a distance. You have to literally, it looks like you're kissing it. What's worse, bowing to Avodah Zarah or kissing Avodah Zarah? Bowing is much worse. Bowing is worse. Bowing is that's the with the whether it's the avodah or not the avodah. We had a whole sugi about it. Taisus brings it.
Doesn't say mutter.
Huh?
Doesn't say mutter.
Because there's no.
Because there's no other way to say it.
Yeah. We'll see in a second. Oh, Rabbi Isai, I want to take this opportunity to say over a story. It might be a little longer than usual, but once in a while, once in a lifetime, it happens here and there where a person has a tremendous hashgacha pratis, like a kiss from Hashem on the next level. That it's like wow, it's mind blowing. And it happened to me 21 years ago. You heard the story. But I'm just going to say it a little bit by arichas because it's even much longer than that. But I'm not going to go into all the details. But 21 years ago, I promised my kids I'm going to take them on an RV trip. And Kedarki B'Kodesh, I didn't do any research or any this. A day before, they said, okay, we're going to go on Sunday. So Motzei Shabbos, I start calling up places for RV rentals, and they're like, "Are you crazy? We're out of RVs for 3 months already. This is August. You have to. People are reserving this. Kids, one after another. This is maybe Erev Shabbos. So Motzei Shabbos, I'm like, but you promised us. So I start going on Craigslist to see if anybody's selling their used RV. And sure enough, I find the guy, and it was late at night. I call him up. He was annoyed at me that I call him so late. I said, I'm interested in your RV. He tells me all about it. He says it hasn't been used in 5-6 years. It's sitting in the garage. And it's mamish in great condition, blah, blah, blah. He wants X amount of money in cash. That's a whole different story. I didn't have that kind of cash. Huh?
$19,000.
More. Much more. Whatever. So I had to come up with cash. Oh, yeah, I was missing like 19,000. That's what I was going to say. But I had a friend that had a safe, and he gave me the cash. I go to the guy's house. I'm a big maven in cars, like every other good Jew. I have no clue what's going on. I didn't even bother opening up the hood. Like, what am I going to see? Pretend, look. Okay, garnish. I look. The bathroom looked like it's usable. Everything looked great. Give him the cash. I drive off. I come home. I don't think we had cell phones then. It was 21 years ago. I'm beeping. My wife, what? I said, this is ours. Let's go. Get the kids. We're going. She brings some food, some pizza, because that's all my kids eat. There's a freezer, there's a refrigerator, the whole zach. Open up, put in. Mifart. Now he showed me there's a generator, that has these, when a crane comes to your house, it has these feet that come out from the side, stabilizers. There's also, you push a button, the whole thing goes up, so you don't shake when you roll over in bed at night. It doesn't like move the whole thing. It gets there. I have a picture of it. You want to see? This is the actual one. The picture is so old, it's like before digital phone. I'm not joking. Here, this is the picture. It's a piece. It's long. Now, where do you park this thing? Okay, I'm not going to go into it. Kitzer. On the way there, it guzzles gas. It's like a gallon a mile. I'm not it's crazy. So I go, I fill up you fill up hundreds of gallons. You just fill, goes. A guy comes over to me at the gas station and he says, "Sir, do you want to kill your family?" I'm like, whoa. He says, "Look at these wheels. They're about to explode." I'm like, so first I thought maybe he sells wheels, like he's a wheel dealer. I'm like, do you? No, I do real estate. I'm like, now I could trust the guy. He's like, what do you mean? He shows me, this is cracked like this. This is blowing up like that. It sat there so long. So I had to immediately go off and go to a place, and $2,500 later, it had new wheels. That was problem number one. But kids, the stories, we get into the hotel, a big boom, smoke in the cabin, something exploded between the wheels, I had to go, anyway. Get to the hotel, park. The owner of the hotel comes out. He says, "This is the first time since I own this hotel, and it's many years. The first time ever where a guy pulls up in an RV but rents a hotel room in my place." I said, "Meet my wife." Anyway, kids, he's like, the whole point of having RVs is that you don't need a hotel. Kids, he's trying to explain to me not to rent a room from him. Anyways, no, look at this. You think my wife is going to sleep in a place like this? It's a 1996. This is 21 years ago. To make a long story short, I get home, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. I couldn't find the RV, so there must be a lot of people like me that want an RV, minute to minute, and they don't have it. Let me start renting this out. So I put on Craigslist, RV for rent, $1,000 a day, whatever it is. I start getting phone calls. Guy says, "I'm coming tomorrow, I'm picking it up for a week." Wow, I'm starting with the chesed. All I need to do is rent it out for kach days. I'll be a millionaire. Kitzer. So I go in, 1 o'clock in the morning, I go into the RV, and I didn't let my family use the bathroom because I don't know how to switch, take out the bad water, put in the good water. The sink is a halbatzar. All I know is my wife made pizza. She plugged in, the thing, there's electric, the whole thing. She made pizza as we were driving. That was the cool thing, that as we're driving, we're making food. Sure. But what's with the sink? I need a sink. If I'm renting, I need a sink. So I turn on the water and it's a drip, drip. It's not going. And I look at it shows you how much water. It's full, the tank is full. Why? So maybe there's a pump, so I push the button, garnish. So then I come with a murdic idea. Mom's genius. Maybe if I siphoned, if I suck the actual faucet, maybe I'll get the water to go. So I try. So I put my mouth on the faucet, I go, and I hear glug, 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 it's starting to move. Oh, it's mamish working. So a couple more stark ones, and it's gonna work. Kids are all of a sudden a real stark, and sure enough, and it came right into my mouth. But the problem was it was very, very sweet. So I spit out the water into the sink, and I see it's all pink. And then, I chap in a, the guy put in antifreeze into the system. He didn't want it to freeze over to this. I just drink antifreeze, and I know antifreeze is very dangerous. So I go right away, I Google, man drinks antifreeze. It says, to kill your neighbor's dog, give him 1 bowl of antifreeze. It's very sweet, he will die immediately. If a human consumes antifreeze, he won't die immediately, it'll take him 2 days to die. Oy vey, I am dead in 2 days. So I run inside, I look for the number for the poison control. I call up poison control, I said, listen, I just drank some antifreeze, what do I do? She says, sir, do you want to commit suicide? Like, no, I drink it. I'm in the RV. She says, no, you want to commit suicide? I'll put you on the line. No. Before I know it, my wife is coming down. What's going on at 1 a.m? Who are you talking to so loud? What are you doing? Listen, good news and bad news. The good news is I'm not dying today. What will happen in 2 days remains to be seen. And I go to sleep. Now, I gave shir then. I used to give shir in Chicago, and I get up in the morning. I only prepared for about an hour. Get up early before Shachris, about 5:30, whatever, and I start learning the Gemara. And it's this daf. Rabbi says it's this daf. This is the yard side of that daf. Avodah Zarah daf Yud Beis. A crazy ma'isa. Look at this line over here. Kayotze boy. Similarly, lo yaniach piv. Do not place your mouth al silon on a pipe v'yishte. Mipnei hasakana, because it's a terrible sakana. I saw this. I'm not joking. I remember almost fainting. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was so shocked. I couldn't learn. I couldn't continue learning. I closed my Gemara. Be'emes. In those days, there was leeches in the water. These days, there's antifreeze in the pipes. Do not suck a pipe. What are you, Meshuggah, drinking out of a pipe? What's wrong with you, Eli? If I only learned this 1 day earlier, maybe I wouldn't have this. It's a murdic ma'isa. Now, yes, so just to finish off, I might have told you this. I couldn't sell this RV for the life. Nothing. Wherever I put, nobody wanted to buy this garbage RV, a 1996 RV. Besides, I just, one day a guy decided to see if he could break my 2 windshields, and I couldn't find a replacement. He threw a stone at it. Kitzer, so I said, the problem is, I'm in renovation. The problem is that the carpet is not nice. If I put a nice new carpet, I'll sell it. So I called my carpet guy. I said, get over here and put a carpet. So he said, no problem. He takes out all the couches, took him hours. Couches, beds, tables, and starts putting out a new carpet. I walk in there, he says, Eli, why do you need a new carpet? It's because I want to sell it. So why didn't you tell me? I want to buy it. He says, how much do you want? I said, I want $15,000. She says, nah, I'll give you 8. I said, absolutely not. Not a dime less than 15. He said, not a dime more than 8. I said, it's yours. You can have it. and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, my wife told me, you always say you never lost money in real estate. Here it is. You're going to lose your pants on this thing. And how can I sell them for 8? My wife is going to be right. The first time ever, she's going to be right. What's going to be? So I said, okay, I'll give you 8. He says, but there's one problem. I don't have $8,000. I don't have $8,000. So why are you offering 8? I do all your carpets. I'll just keep on doing. I'll do carpets in your apartment buildings, and when we get to 8, it's over. Okay. One day he calls me, Eli, I paid you off. I'm done. Done. You sure? Yeah, sure. I'm not. That's it. I don't have a chayv. So I called my secretary. I said, look it up. Since that day, the whole thing, she keep me. She says, yeah. over $50,000 worth of carpets he put into my apartments. He gave me $50,000. He said, hey, he meant 50. I told my wife, no, I made money on it. Weiter. This is one of the probably the longest story I ever said in Shir, but the Ashgacha Pradas story is unbelievable. Anyway, Zog the Gemara. What does it mean that it's not seen? That other people don't see. This is a story again with my wife and my family. I have every single Pesach. I have a fight and argument with them. We are Israeli. We keep 1 day. You go to America for Pesach, we have to keep 2 days. What's the halacha for an American? It's not that confusing. You have to keep everything like the American. Everything. There's zero kimat, nothing that there's a difference. In the second day, you have to put on tefillin, you have to make havdalah according to most. But we don't get it. You can't look at your phone, nothing. My wife is mechulk on me. She has her own, she has this one, that one. In the bathroom, things that you do bitzin in the bathroom, all zach. Okay, there's a story, somebody told me that he also, a famous ma'aser, that a guy thought that you could do this bitzina. So he was shaving with a shaver, and the shaver blew up and caused a fire in the whole hotel. And the fire department came down, and the kids, everybody found out that he was shaving on the second day. So no tzina shebitzin. Anyway, weiter. So if it's a maras ayin, afilu b'chad v'chadarim asur. Even in the room within a room, it seems like a bathroom in a hotel room, also you're not allowed to do any malacha. You're not allowed to do anything. So it can't be the pshat is nobody's watching you, and that's why you're allowed to bend down to pick up your money. You're not bending down, you're doing it in a way that's not bending down. I don't know how you do it. You go backwards the other way, yeah. Says Gemara, I need all 3 cases, or 4 cases. If it just talks about a thorn, by the way, Rabbi Isai, Michael, you have to watch a shir when certain individuals blow their nose. You don't know what it sounds like. You have no clue. And if you had to listen once, you'll never do it again. You could go, I'm saying, since I said it in shir, people, they're like, or they walk out. What's the problem? You have a thorn in your foot. Walk 3 feet away and take it out over there. You don't have to do it in front of the Avodah Zarah. The money fell over here. You're not walking away. You got to pick it up over here. Maybe you could pick it up. If it only says money, it's only money, so you lost a little bit. But a thorn in the bottom of your foot, the tzara, gives you a lot of pain. Pain is different than money. Maybe you're allowed to. If it says these two, there's no sakana. Not drinking water is a terrible thing. If he doesn't drink, he shall die. He will die. You have to drink water. Daf Yomi Amud Beis. Turning to the Daf. Adar Global Experts Financial Services and Honor Kids Innovations. You know their names. On their way to finishing Shas. Anonymous has a schus. Hatzlacha and Ruchnis and Gashmias, and for smooth, healthy labor and birth. Amen. Givat Hashalva. Torah True Community. Givat Zev. Yud Amud Beis. Partzuf Islamali. I already said that you could drink water. Why are you telling me another thing? You're allowed to drink from. We already discussed everything. Mayan aniveya. You're drinking water from a stream. So now you're telling me drinking water from a face. Says Gemara. Because I wanted to tell you the next part. That similarly, you're not allowed to drink from a pipe. This whole story of a pipe and the sakana, that's the halacha I want to stick in there. I'll tell you the story about the pharmacy in Italy a different day. Another halacha that you're not allowed to drink out of a pipe. My sakana, aluka, we're concerned that you might drink one of these. What is it called in English? A leech, yeah, a leech. Torah Baron. I guess this is going to get to us today as well. You know, you go on a trip, you're on a tiul, and you want to drink from the water, you're very thirsty. Not a good idea. There's a lot of stuff in that water. It's not, you have to boil it up, you have to filter it. There's a whole thing. Loi bepiv, not with your mouth. Certainly don't put your mouth right into the water. Says Rashi, you put water in one hand, it's going to fall right out. So what do? You take water, you go like this, but then you don't have a chance to see what's in the water. So what you do is 2 hands, and you get a chance to grab as much water as you can. Then you can check to see if there's any leeches in there. What happens if you did drink it? The person's own death is his own fault. He's gonna get a din on the fact that he killed himself. You knew there's a sakana. What are you doing? It says over here, yeah, it's pashut. Anybody that does something that causes his own death, you drive 150 miles an hour and hit a wall. Your death is your fault. They're gonna sue you for killing somebody. Very good. My sakana saluka. The leech. Says Gemara Misayele Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Chanina habirlei animo shel mayim muter lahachim loicham b'Shabbos. Just looked it up today, this morning. Rabbi Chanina was a doctor. It says in Yuma Daf Mem Tes Amud Aleph. Amud Aleph? Amud Beis? I don't know. How do you know? Doesn't really say it here. I'm looking everywhere for it. Where does it say that? No. What? 85b? I said no. What did I say? I said Memtes. Memtes. It says over there that he was a mumcha in Refuah. So over here, he says over here, there's a story where somebody swallowed a leech. If somebody swallows a leech, you're allowed to make a fire on Shabbos, be mechal Shabbos, because it's sakanas nefashos. A leech of water. Somebody swallowed a leech on Shabbos. And Rabbi Nechemi said, boil up water from immediately. But until water boils, he should drink vinegar, because he might die before he gets the hot water. Do whatever you can immediately. If you swallow a wasp, it's terrible stuff here. I just looked it up also today. A wasp could sting over and over, and its venom is much more dangerous than a bee. So once it goes into the body, it could sting you in the esophagus, let's say, keep on stinging, and it just expands and it chokes internal organs. It could do crazy damage there. The Gemara says, Michlo lichaya. A person cannot survive something like that. So, but even though he's going to die, give him some a whole revias of very, very strong vinegar. After the chaya purta, he's not going to live, but it'll extend his life a little bit. Ad mafkid basis, he give the tzava to his family. Do not drink water at night. The Gemara is going to say, because there's a shed that hovers by the water. If you drink that water, it's very dangerous. You can become blind. If he doesn't care about this, the sakana is on his own head. My sakana, what's the sakana? Sakana shavriri. Shavriri is blindness. And if he's very thirsty, what should he do? If he has a friend over there, Letaria. In those days, you get woken up at 3 a.m. What's up? I'm thirsty. So you're thirsty. What do you want from me? I'm thirsty. The Gemara says I have to wake you up. I'm thirsty for water. And that's enough. And if you don't have a friend, you should bang on top of the lid of this pitcher. He should say to himself, your mother said, Isdar mishavriri. This is the makar for nachma. Right over here, seriously. Mishavriri, riri, riri, yiri, ri. Because of chivare. If you take a word and you break it down slowly, you break the word. If you do the opposite, if you start from the small and go to the big, then you build the word, you mechazik the word. Okay, so if you guys want to run out, you can run out. I'm not going to say this vart from the Gan Rava. You want to hear it? He just says, Hiku b'sanverim. It says the malachim hit light over there with the sanverim, blindness. Mikotam ad gadol. So he says that the malachim, they went mikotam, from the small word, ad gadol, they built it up. Shavriri, because Rashi says here, shavriri sanverim. And in sanverim, they went from the small to the big, so that the people over there shouldn't go from big to small and take away the spell of sanverim. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDAF.com.